Hey everyone, it's Siege here. I just wanted to talk about the game that I've been building for the last month. It has gone through a couple of iterations of understanding what I want to do, what I want to build. It started off as like a Golden Sun story-based RPG, and then I realized that my understanding of making stories is quite poor. So one of my favorite games is Rimworld, and in a bit from that Dwarf Fortress. The Rimworld is the main game that I play. So I wanted to build something like that. So I have created in C++ and ImGui a little test, I guess, adventure game using just predominantly with AI, not AI, UI. So it's ASCII for now. I'm contemplating adding OpenGL and graphics, but I'm kind of just building systems at the moment. So at the moment it has a little test menu. Either you can start a game or continue, and it does have kind of load game functions. But if I start a game, it still has remnants of a Golden Sun-esque, or you can name your character. You can pick a class. If I type in my character name, and at the moment it's just called Adventureland or Adventure Game. I don't really know what sort of name I'm going to give this game at the moment. It's very early days. Obviously the UI is not great. It's tiny screen. The resizing doesn't really work. I don't want to resize it too much because then you'll just see an Oblivion Gate on my background. So yeah, you can choose your class. They all have kind of different stats: strength, dexterity, intelligence. I'm probably going to be a shaman because I like shamans, predominantly from WoW. And it gives you a little bit of, you start level 1. Shaman is kind of that class which has equilibrium of stats. Like warrior would have more strength, mage would have more intelligence, rogue would have more dexterity, but for now, I guess shaman is just all at 3. And then you start your adventure, and it brings you to like a in-game menu. This obviously isn't where you would start to begin with. You probably start in-game in like a world screen. I have a basic start of the Rimworld, kind of what year and what day you're in. I don't really know why I'm starting on Spring 3, but the time is similar. I think it's a little bit faster than Rimworld. You start with your stats. Obviously, very basic UI at the moment. You have your gold, you have experience, health, and mana. You have your inventory. Just has the kind of classic ARPG locations for a lot of these things. I think weapon and offhand, I think in like PoE are similar-ish to that. Shoulders are a little bit over to the side. And there's no necklace at the moment, which there actually is a necklace here. But the inventory works quite well. You can either click on an item and it will equip it, or you can kind of drag. It doesn't really show, just has a move. And all this is just done in ImGui using the ImGui demo.cpp. Kind of use that a lot. It gives you the stats when you equip items. So like your strength has gone from 3 to 4. The max HP hasn't changed. It changes your current HP, but I haven't done yet the rest. And then you can just like click the rest on. Funny enough, the necklace does actually get equipped. Maybe if I may give a potion, it will consume it, and hopefully I get my HP back. And everything is persistent. Well, everything in this sense is persistent. The world map at the moment is not persistent. It changes quite a lot. I can go back to the main menu. Press continue. Quests and party don't do anything. Save game does. And then we continue into the world. So at the moment, it just has a little debug button for leveling up, little key. You can regenerate your world if you want. And it's kind of just a little world map. I think it's 100 by 100. And at the moment, it's ASCII keys, like ASCII characters. I'm really kind of two minds if I want to go into OpenGL. I like this because it's pretty easy to add new things to it. Obviously, graphics gives an extra dimension that's I'm not sure how ready I am. I haven't been programming too long. I think 3 years, and 2 of them were as like a teacher's aide at a programming college. So it's really only the last year that I've been doing C++. But yeah, no, so if I look at this, Y is tree. You can go up to your tree and you can cut trees if you want. It has a little, again, ImGui, little progress bar. Obviously this looks a bit weird, but if you can collect a resource. And if you go back to your inventory, you can see that wood is now here. Luckily you can't click it and you can't drag it to anything, but it's not, this isn't going to be, I'm probably going to have like a separate inventory, or I go down the Rimworld option and have like crafting areas and places to drop off. Like maybe it falls onto the world, but I don't know, it makes it a bit harder at this stage with ASCII. I didn't play Dwarf Fortress ASCII too much. I got little rivers, which I think are quite cool. They kind of start at the edge of the map, so this is the edge of the map, so you can't go through here. And then it kind of does a little flow system. And if you get to, should fork. Sometimes there's a few weird gaps. Yeah, it can meet in the middle and it can fork off. I find quite cool. Then we have little mountains, which are different types. I think we got sandstone, marble, iron, gold, silver, I think. I'm not sure. But similar to the tree cutting, you can mine it, and pretty much at the moment it's the exact same system. And then it obviously disappears. Then you can have enemies. At the moment, enemies work weirdly like Pokemon, where you kind of go into like a combat screen, and then one ability does less damage. Nice to obviously show what damage amounts these things do, but lightning bolt can attack. Sometimes you'll find loot. I think you'll always find gold. And funnily enough, every time you change screens, I'm using like a current state, and each of the screens are different states. So each time you change screens at the moment, it takes you back to a new world. So that's obviously something to work on. I got little caves, which at the moment I haven't changed the background, but this is question marks, but this will probably try and be like a dungeon system. I'm tempted to have caves spawn underneath mountains. So you just keep on mining little mountains, and then potentially a cave can come out, and then maybe inside the cave something, a boss or something can be like that. And also at the moment you have a little fishing mini game, so it's similar to, I think, similar-ish to WoW. In a way, you just wait for the 3 dots to go up, and there's like a randomized time about how long that's going to take. So yeah, obviously I was too slow that time. And maybe that didn't do what I wanted to do, but that's fine. Sometimes you get a battle out of it. You'll face some sort of underwater sea monster. It's an enemy, and then town is the same as a cave at the moment. So I haven't decided about how I want to do a town. So at the moment, with building and with more the Rimworld aspect, obviously it's just a little @ symbol walking around. You can level, like if I fight enough enemies, yeah, so this is the game at this point. Obviously, things that I want to work through. Resizing the window is obviously going to be important because at the moment it's just like the center. This square is they're going to be the same size. So I'd like to be able to resize it properly and maybe just not have the blue, just have the whole screen be the map. At the moment there is building, like fun enough you can just drag walls. Enemies can, fun enough, walk through trees. You can also, this should be the drag, so you should be able to click and drag, but I haven't really figured out properly how to do that. It just drags off the mouse. But I'll be able to build like buildings and towns and make it more of that Rimworld Dwarf Fortress-esque. Probably more Rimworld at that point. Yeah, I'll make combat less Pokemon-y, similar to, I don't know, like Soul Ash. I played that a little bit last week. I don't really want to go down that route. I kind of want to have. I like colony simulators. I like games which, you know, that you have like a real connection with your character and with the party or your colony that you have. So I really want to get into more of the colony side. Different biomes. There are different biomes. It's just at the moment, just for testing, everything's a grassland, but there are deserts and tundras and forget what else. But there are a few others. But at the moment, everything's just grassland. I think that's a chest. A little chest. Funny enough, the chest takes you back to town, which then takes you to a new world. This world screen, because obviously Rimworld has the world screen when you go into an individual like location. And I think potentially I'm just working with just having one world screen, and then each of the towns has like you'll be able to build out your town. I think the town's going to be 10 by, I think it's 20 by 25 at the moment, pixels, or whatever. I'm kind of viewing this as a pixel. But I like my rivers. I think my rivers are quite cool. It'd be cool for trade and stuff, going down the river, seeing a little boat come down. Persistent world map is obviously very important. Towns and caves, other characters, AI, not the AI now, but like how other NPCs and potentially players interact. I'm contemplating networking. I haven't really done much networking. I've done stuff made a Bananagrams JavaScript project a couple of years ago, so I've done a little bit of networking, but nothing in C++. So that could be something. Crafting. I'm not sure about research because I always found in Rimworld that research becomes a bit of a bottleneck and it becomes a bit like samey. Obviously, the B is a little bridge, which would work, but some of my flows of my rivers allow spaces. The bridge becomes a little bit pointless, which is annoying. I really want to make sure there's no gaps between water, so you have to use a bridge to move across. And then graphics, I guess. Graphics and trading. I'm playing a lot of Victoria 3, so trading and government types have become quite like encapsulating in my head. So I don't know. I'm definitely not going to go through something that serious, but it could be interesting to do something kind of fun. Then yeah, graphics. I made an attempt of like a world simulator, like a planet similar to Rimworld a few months ago, but I don't know if I really liked it. So I might start. I'm going to go from here. I might continue, like go towards 2D or like 3D in a 2D world. But yeah, I just wanted to show off the first maybe month, maybe 2 months of kind of fun little work that I've done. And hopefully you will be seeing quite a lot more of me. Any questions? I guess there's a comment section, but I'm not really I don't really do YouTube videos. I've made a couple in the past about Rimworld campaigns, but yeah, I wanted to kind of show off something I'm making, which has been kind of fun. Yeah, hope people like it, and I will see you sometime soon, hopefully.